Hello, good afternoon. You've tuned into Your Stocks, coming live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Vinny Motiwala. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. In terms of the markets, a good day coming in there, and Nifty trading almost near the day's highest point, about the 25,900 levels, 25,920 approximately. There is where the Nifty is trading at. 200 points up today in today's trading session, 0.8% of gain there. Broader end of the market, that's doing well. Look at the Nifty mid-cap. Slight outperformance coming in there. 1% gain almost for the Nifty mid-cap as of now. That's almost near the day's highest point as well as a small cap also is trading with gains of 0.8%. So yes, in tandem with the benchmark indices is what the broader end of the market is doing. All the sectors are trading in the green. Mainly, obviously, we're seeing good performance coming in from the IT side, keeping out of that. Pharma, that's doing well. So most of the sectors managing to hold on to gains. Realty was the only one which was flip-flopping between the red and the green in today's trading session. Advance decline ratio today clearly in the favor of advances versus declines, and the advances ratio has furthermore increased as well. So the number of stocks in the advance side have just moved up higher through the day as well. And look at the gap between the advance and the decline ratio in the lines as well. So yes, 1,900 stocks on the advance side, but that's how the market setup is looking like. Nothing to complain today on that front. But to solve all your stock-related queries, we have our experts joining in with us. Astha Jain, Research Analyst at Securities, as well as Somil Mehta, Head of Alternate Research Capital Market Strategy at Mirae Asset Sharekhan, to answer all the stock-related queries. Astha as well as Somil, good afternoon, and thank you so much as always for joining us on the show. Let's get started with those queries for today. We have S. Jaykumar, who's writing to us from Tamil Nadu. He is holding 100 shares of Force Motors. This is at a price of 18,240 rupees per share. So he's making a loss on this one. The other one is Orkla, which is obviously the recently listed company, and 715 rupees is what his price is. Now he wants to know whether he should continue to hold both the stocks, or what is the outlook in terms of the story for both these plays. Astha, your view, Force Motors as well as Orkla.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. Talking about Force Motors, the results which they declared in the Friday gone by, I think that was absolutely very strong set of numbers, because what we have seen that the operational performance was equally strong. Their EBITDA, it show a rise of around 28%. And in fact, the sales have also grown, I suppose, 7% on Y-on-Y basis. So bottom line, top line, operating performance, all were in line and they were good. I suppose that these results definitely make a case for more upside from here, because in fact they have registered a good sales volume which they have released in their October figures also. So all in all, I think one should remain invested in this counter with a price target of somewhere around more than, I should say, 20,000. So 22,000 is what the price target which we would like to assign to this counter at the current juncture. Now talking about Orkla, Orkla is a recently listed company, and what we have seen that the listing was a muted one. The main reason behind the listing, although valuation which they have done were not very high, because they have bought the issue at a PE multiple of 32. But what we have seen, because it was a more than 700 issue price, which the company has bought the IPO. But what we have seen that the kind of business they are into, the ready to eat was also contributing to the major part of the revenue. In such a segment, I think the growth, we really need to see how this company going to perform, because in fact their past figures were also not very encouraging, only on the growth parameter. And that was also the main reason that they have bought the valuation at the lower level. And in fact, on 13th of the November, we are expecting this counter to post the numbers. So idea here is to stay invested in this counter. Let's see how the numbers pan out to be, and then make any decision on this counter. So for both the counters, I believe a hold is a better strategy, which can be recommended from our side at this point of time.
Hold is a strategy that you would recommend from your point of view. But Somil, your view on Force Motors, Orkla, I know there is not much in terms of a chart, but for Force Motors, what is the indication there?
Force Motors definitely positive. Long-term trend is already positive. Medium-term trend is also positive. In the very short term, there's a small consolidation going on at the moment. But I think 17,000, 16,500, that's a support zone for this stock. And I think this stock should continue the uptrend for a target of 20,000, and then the next target would be 21,900. So these are the two targets I have, and positive on the stock.
Okay. Positive on the stock over there for Force Motors. We have Ashok Leyland that has reported their numbers as well. Revenue growth of 9.3% on a year-on-year basis. We have it at 9,588 crores. There was a one-time loss. This time was a one-time gain in Q2 FY25. So keep an eye out on that. The net profit is slightly above what we were expecting in CNBC-TV18. 771 crores is what the net profit has come in at versus a poll of 705 crores. EBITDA overall performance 12% versus 11.6% is the EBITDA margins over there. Seeing a bit of an improvement in terms of the EBITDA growth as well versus the poll is what we'll be keeping an eye out on. As of now, Ashok Leyland, the stock is down 0.3%. We'll wait out for more details on this one. But yes, those were the numbers there for Ashok Leyland for y'all. Q2 number is what we're keeping an eye out on. Profits and revenue almost slightly just above what we were expecting. Largely in line is what I would say coming in for Ashok Leyland. Next query, let's move on to that then. We have this query coming in from Somil Mehta, who's writing to us from Bangalore. He's holding 300 shares of RBL Bank at a price of 261 rupees per share. He wants to know the long-term prospects of RBL Bank. What's your view on this one, Astha? There's a lot that happened in Q2. There were a lot of announcements that came in as well in the recent time. Now, where is RBL Bank headed?
So we believe that this counter is well poised to move to the level of 360, 370 at present moment of the time. So recommending a hold on this counter with these targets of 365 to 370. Now talking about the fundamentals, what I believe that fundamentals are looking to be intact for this counter because what we can say that ROE and ROAs are looking now good. In fact, balance sheet has also now started showing some sort of a strength. So we believe that definitely this counter has the a potential to move more from here and hence recommending a hold with a price target of 365 to 370.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on this one. But in terms of charts and technicals, Somil, the viewer is bought it at 261 rupees now. Where do you see this headed in the long term?
Have the same targets, 265, 260 levels. For the stock, uptrend is definitely very strong, long-term, medium-term, and short-term as well. In the very short-term, there is a small triangle formation, but I think that triangle will break on the upside. The next target in the short to medium-term would be 360, 370 levels for the stock. Very, very crucial support at 40 daily exponential moving average, which is very close to 300. So keep an eye out on that support level.
Okay, keeping an eye out on that support level over there. Keep an eye out on the stock as well going forward. As of now, 319 is what the stock is trading at. Next query for today is come from Ramesh, who's writing to us from Coimbatore. And he's holding 1,000 shares of IIFL Finance. And this is at a price of 438 rupees per share, making a profit on this one. Wants to know if he should continue to hold IIFL Finance for the long term. Astha, your view?
Long-term view is a positive for this counter and hence we are recommending a hold on this counter with a price target of 605, that is 605. Now talking about the fundamentals of this company, what we have seen that the quarter was a mixed quarter one, but there definitely with the rise in the gold prices, we have seen a strong momentum in their gold loan segment. And that was the major reason that we have seen a growth across that segment with the higher gold prices. But going ahead also, we believe that this counter will start showing some sort of improvement in their other segments as well. And hence we are positive on this counter with the rise in the gold prices. We believe definitely this will gonna help the company in posting a decent set of numbers going ahead as well. So recommending a hold with a price target of 605.
Okay, recommending a hold with a price target of 605. That's the view from Astha. Somil, what's your view for the stock as well? Last 6 months, when you see in terms of IIFL Finance, done decent, not bad, not good. But what is the outlook now that you have coming in for IIFL Finance? Decent returns? Where is it headed from here on? More upside?
Absolutely. In the last couple of months back, the stock has taken support at 200 daily moving average. A small ending diagonal pattern was broken out a couple of months back. Very good signs. The previous month's high has already broken on the upside. Positive for the stock. In the medium term outlook, I think the next target would be 610 and the next target on the upside would be 680. So yes, medium term, absolutely positive. In the short term, there could be a pause. There could be a small correction, but I think the support is at 520 and 510.
Okay, support is at 520 and 510. Keep an eye out on those support levels over there. Short term maybe could take a pause given that it's gone up already 30% plus in 6 months. Long term, medium term, positive outlook there on the technicals as well. But on that note, we're going to sift into a very short break, viewers. But here is a quick note for our viewers. You must have noticed that there is a Moneycontrol stock score just above the line graph, and this is a score that is assigned to each stock based on Moneycontrol's multi-factor algorithm. It is calculated by analyzing 40 parameters including both current and financial statements, price charts and technical indicators for each stock. Each of the individual parameters considered for calculation of 4 factors are assigned a score, which is then aggregated to arrive at an overall Q factor score, G factor score and a V factor and T factor score. Remember, this is not a buy or sell recommendation. Any investor or viewer is advised to carry out necessary diligence on their own or through a certified registered advisor for the investment decision. Welcome back to Your Stocks on CNBC-TV18. We have the market still at 25,892, just below 25,000 right now. 196 points uptick is what the Nifty is trading at right now. So slight bit of a fall from the Tejas point, but still strong green coming in for the Nifty. Let's keep it going with those stock-related queries then. And we still have Astha as well as Somil with us to answer those doubts. The next query for today is come from Tanya, who's writing to us from New Delhi. She's holding 150 shares of REC at a price of 491 rupees. Wants to know if she should continue to hold or look to sell at the current levels. Buy price is 491. Stock is at 362 rupees, making a loss. Astha, your view for REC?
So I would like to recommend a hold on this counter, although what we have seen that the results were not very strong because the loan growth was a very, muted sort of. But what we are liking about this counter is that despite that, management has kept their loan growth guidance of around 11 to 12% for FY26. And there was a major reason behind, soft results, and that were due to some strong repayments which this company has done. So my idea here is to stay invested in this counter because if we look after the valuations also, now they are quoting at a decent valuation. So in the hope that what management has guided, they will deliver on the loan growth front of 11 to 12% along with the decent valuation. We recommend a hold on this counter with a price target of 410 to 420 at the initial level. Although I know the cost price is at around 490, but I would like to recommend a hold. Just hold for these levels and then again review the query after these levels get achieved.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on those levels over there. On the technical front, what are the levels that we're keeping an eye out on, Somil? Last 6 months, obviously, the stock has not done anything. Last 1 year also, it's down almost 30%. What should we do now?
REC is in a downtrend, low top, low bottom formation, struggling to go above 20, 40, even 200 daily moving average. So overall downtrend, negative on the stock in the short term, in the medium term, both. The next target on the downside would be 348. That is a very, very strong support for the stock. But if it does not sustain on that level around 248, then the next level would be around 305, 310 levels.
Okay, keeping an eye out on those levels over there. The next query we have is come from Gurbinder Singh Bedi, who's writing to us from Noida. He's holding 25 shares of Maruti Suzuki. Price is 10,229 rupees per share. Making a profit on this one. Wants to know if he should stay invested or maybe even add more shares is what he's watching out for now at these levels for the long term. Astha, Maruti Suzuki, what's your view?
View is positive, but add on every dips is recommended rather than adding at current level. So yes, view is positive. One should remain invested in this counter and accumulate this counter at the lower level with a price target of around 16,500 to 16,800. Now, talking about the fundamentals of this counter, we believe that the company it has a strong domestic market share. It has shown a decent set of numbers. So what we have seen that there was a resilient revenue growth which we have seen, and that is is mainly due to, better export, which we have seen in this counter. But idea here is that they will going to see continuously a strong demand, and that makes a case to hold this counter in the coming days. It can reach till the level of 16,600 to 16,800. So a hold is recommended for this counter.
Okay. Surely a hold recommended there. But on the technical front, what are the levels that maybe they can look to buy or add more of Maruti Suzuki?
Absolutely. Every dip is a buying opportunity for the stock. A great momentum in the medium term outlook. In the short term, yes, there has been a little bit of correction and it is trading below 20 daily moving average. But I think on the weekly charts, on the monthly charts, very strong. The next level on the downside would be 14,600 levels, which is a very, very strong support. And I don't think that the stock will go below this level. Buy on dip should be the strategy, and on the upside, 17,000 would be the next target in the medium term outlook.
Okay. Surely we'll be keeping an eye out on that. Let's move on then to the next query. We have a query coming from Muthu Lakshmi from Bangalore. She's holding 400 shares of Samvardhana Motherson at a price of 96 rupees per share since August 2025. Long-term investor wants to know what should she be doing with them and should she add at the current levels? What's your view, Astha?
View is positive because I think that they have shown in their numbers the revenue was up. So view is mostly positive, although what we have seen that the profit after tax was a bit down. But what we have seen that going ahead, we believe that whatever cost they have incurred, that will definitely going to help the company in posting a good set of numbers going ahead. And we are believing that this company will going to see some sort of a strong demand in the Q3 and Q4 of FY26. So on all that basis, we are recommending a hold for this counter. And our view is just to hold this counter. Price target can be set at around 130 to 140.
Okay, keep an eye out on those levels over there. Next query is on ABB India. We have Rakesh Gupta who's writing to us from New Delhi, holding 200 shares of ABB India. Price is to 5,200 rupees per share. Making a loss on this one right now. He wants to know if he should continue to hold or sell or cut his losses right now. What should he do now? Somil, your view.
ABB India, I think it's a sell from my side. It's in a downtrend, trading below 2040 daily moving average, just closed below 200 daily moving average last month. So clearly in a downtrend. I think the next level on the downside is around 4,800, 4,850. So if it does not sustain around those levels, I think the next level on the downside would be around 4,500. So exit would be my strategy.
Okay, exit would be your strategy there for ABB India. That's what we'll be keeping an eye on. Astha, your view for ABB?
My view is like one can remain invested in this counter, although yes, I do agree that the results were not good, and on that basis, we have seen a strong fall in the stock prices also, because what we have seen was that the bottom line number were weak. And the valuations are also looking quite high. Keeping in mind when the growth is not delivered, then definitely valuation always looks expensive. But I think coming quarters can be a better quarter for this counter. So if anyone has a long-term horizon, only for the long-term horizon, I'm recommending a hold. Yes, in the short term, it may see some more pain. So if the horizon is long-term, then definitely a hold from my side.
Okay. Long term, then hold. Short term, you could see some bit of a pain coming in. That's the word on the fundamentals as well. But that was the last query for today. So Astha as well as Somil, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And viewers, remember, you can always email us your queries at the email address that's at the top of the screens for you all, and we'll get them solved with our experts. Last hour of trade is still left. So closing bell is going to be up next to take you all through all the market action in the last hour.